Yeah, I think as well, there are all too many people that are cynical about the importance of marketing. And I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if they've had their fingers burnt in the past. I don't know if it's just a general lack of understanding of everything that we do. But when you look across the marketing mix and you look at the range of disciplines that our job roles have to encompass, whether it be our whole team or individuals, some people work across the marketing mix, some people work in very specific disciplines. I appreciate that. Yeah. But with that whole scope that we have to take into account, you can't have a pay-per-click account manager not having a broader knowledge of SEO and content, and you can't have a social media marketer not have an understanding of direct mail or email marketing, because we have to all be able to take into account that grander scheme and that bigger picture to be able to get our specific job role right. So I think a lot of marketeers aren't given enough credit for the scope and range of knowledge that they have to take to their job every single day. And not even just to their job. It's like, I don't remember a time since graduating that I haven't sat on a train and not analysed an advert, or haven't read a news piece and thought, I'd have written that a bit differently. Yeah. Even down to some of the stuff that's going on now with the kind of messaging around coronavirus, it massively ignites a flame in me about messaging. And I see so many best practice methods being implemented because it's the only way to get these kind of communications out, that it's reigniting a flame in me about communications. It's so fascinating how the NHS in particular and the UK government are talking to us at the moment. And it's making me reinvestigate some of the means in which I'm talking to my clients, or I'm talking to their clients on behalf of them. Yeah. So it's about being able as well to engulf yourself and immerse yourself in content and marketing and advertising all day, every day. And that's something that somebody that doesn't necessarily work within that remit can appreciate.
Yeah, you can't switch off. You're constantly looking and reading, and even watching the government updates on coronavirus, they hammer home their key messages of the stay home, save the NHS, stay home, protect the NHS, save lives. They've obviously been told these are our key points. Get those across as much as possible, and you just see
know that you can see the meeting unfolding in the background, can't you? Because you understand the process.
Yeah, their comms manager or whatever saying, right, these are the key points. Everybody needs to hammer this home as much as possible. They've constantly kind of switched up the color of the I guess like a placard or whatever you call it in front of the to keep you looking at that.
And you can see when things are getting more crucial or more critical, they'll bring in the yellow or black.
Yeah.
And it's just seeing that migration of colour as well, and not being able to just see it for what it is, but have an understanding as to why they're doing it. So as I say, you don't ever get to switch off, and that is a perk and a massive plus point, but also a challenge of the job, because you don't switch off from it ever. No. You just don't.
And that's, I think, what I've found hard during this time. So even though I'm not sort of physically working at the moment for the company that I work for, my mind is still constantly going, which is why I want to do things like this. And I did a tutorial video the other day, because you feel like you want something to do with that creative sort of energy, I guess.
I can give you loads to do.
Yeah, send some stuff over. I can't just sit and watch Disney Plus.
No.
Promotion for Disney Plus.
And other channels also.
And play with toys all day. I can't do it. I feel the need to do something productive.
And that's exactly it. I mean, as much as it's been difficult getting up at 4 a.m. or whatever to get my bits and pieces done, I do feel accomplished before the day's even started. It's about using and continuing to use that side of your brain as well. And I think that's why, if people have been furloughed, this is a great opportunity. And I keep saying this to a lot of people via my own job. So clients that currently aren't able to work, use it as a time to upskill, use it as a time to explore new channels and explore other ways that when we get back to normal, you can provide the best offering that you can. Then it's not time wasted at all. There's so much out there to investigate, so much out there to look into, and so much free training and so many free resources that we'd be foolish to not be using this opportunity to get the best out of them. Because come sort of June, hopefully July, we'll be begging for that opportunity to have additional time to immerse ourselves in the things that we're passionate about. So, I would love to have had, or I would love to currently have more time to be able to dedicate to upskilling myself and also upskilling my team and my clients.
Yeah.
And, you know, that will come with time, hopefully, because things will calm down. Because on the flip side, my job role has ramped up tenfold since the coronavirus pandemic because of the support we're having to give to our clients. So, yeah, one day maybe I'll be able to immerse myself properly in upskilling myself in something. I'll be making my own podcast, maybe.
Well, yeah, it's an interesting way of looking at it, and it's a good way to look at it. As Ashley, we may not ever get this time again, where we're many of us and a lot of us are going to work. My wife she's similar to you. Her role has ramped up because she works for the NHS in the public health team. So they've all been kind of moved off of their normal work and onto one of the community hubs where they're making food parcels for vulnerable people and things. So some people's job, like you guys, has gone even crazier than usual.
Yeah.
But a lot of us have got this time that we'll probably never have to be able to look at training courses and upskilling and doing things like this and creating content that will help people. Yeah, so I think that's a good way to look at it in terms of use this time valuably. Spend your time with family and do everything you need to do, and when it comes to that. But yeah, I started writing a list of keeping a spreadsheet of courses that I wanted to look into, and it started off, you know, as 3 or 4 courses. Okay, great, they're free, that's fine. And then now that list is sort of 25, 30 courses long, and I'm never going to physically have the time to do it. But
well, you might. It depends how long this goes on.
Oh, yeah. If this lasts a year, then I might do. But yeah, I think that also helps. Maybe you see this as more of a positive thing rather than this has completely turned my life upside down. Actually, how can I use this time to benefit me and benefit my company when I return and that kind of thing?
Yeah, and I'd say, you know, unlike a lot of other professions where you have to do your professional development in very kind of restricted and conforming arenas or with certain course providers, we have the luxury of having so much information online that is free to consume.
Yeah.
That we'd be foolish to not be making the best of it at the moment, and even, you know, like you're doing, contributing to it as well. So that's another luxury of working in marketing, is that things move so fast. There's no definite right or wrong way of doing anything, but the more information that you can consume and the more you can be informed about what's available and how to get the best out of it, the better outcome you're going to have.
Yeah.